Well, we're finally here. It's the spookiest time of the year, Halloween. Oh, fuck. We're exploring the chilling film based on Stephen King's work, The Shining. Shining. The Shining. So get ready, because if you had questions like, was this actually shot in a real hotel? What tough situations did the cast and crew face when making this film? And does all work and no play really make Jack a dull boy? Then we got the answers for you. Regarding the first two questions, not the third, because I'm just too lazy to write an answer to that one. Oh, would you look at that? It's number 1. So, The Shining is a 1980 psychological horror film produced and directed by Stanley Kubrick. The film is based on Stephen King's 1977 novel of the same name and stars Jack Nicholson, Shelley Duvall, Scatman Crothers, and Danny Lloyd. The film follows the character of Jack Torrance, an aspiring writer and recovering alcoholic who accepts the position as the off-season caretaker of the isolated Overlook Hotel. However, eventually Jack's sanity begins to crumble due to the influence of the supernatural forces that inhabit the hotel, and slowly throughout the film, Jack becomes more and more unstable and dangerous. The film also explores Jack's son's psychic ability that enables him to see into the hotel's horrific past, an ability that the hotel's cook, who also happens to share this power, refers to as The Shining. Number 2. Before making The Shining, Stanley Kubrick had directed the film Barry Lyndon, released in 1975. However, the film was not a box office success in the United States and was criticized by critics for being too long and too slow. Kubrick, disappointed with the film's lack of success, decided he would need to make a film that would be both commercially viable as well as being artistically fulfilling. Kubrick had his staff bring him stacks of horror novels to which he had planned to read them all. According to Kubrick's secretary, sounds of books hitting the wall could be heard as the director flung each one into a reject pile after reading just the first few pages. Eventually, the secretary noticed that it had been a while since she had heard the thud of another writer's book. She walked in on Kubrick and found him deeply engrossed in the book The Shining. Ooh, it's number 3. Although Nicholson was Kubrick's first choice for the role of Jack Torrance, other actors were considered for the role, including Robert De Niro, Robin Williams, and Harrison Ford, all of whom were met with Stephen King's disapproval. Oh, number 4. Much of the interior scenes were constructed and filmed literally about 25 minutes away from where I am right now, in Elm Street Studios in the UK. Parts of the interior design of the Overlook Hotel were based on the, I'm probably going to butcher this name, Ahwahnee Hotel located in Yosemite National Park. To enable him to shoot the scenes in chronological order, Kubrick used several stages at Elm Street Studios in order to make all sets available during the complete duration of production. The set for the Overlook Hotel was at the time the largest ever built at Elm Street Studios, including a life-size recreation of the exterior of the hotel. In February 1979, the set at Elm Street was badly damaged in a fire, causing a delay in the production. I got 5 on it. Oh, copyright strike. While most of the interior shots and even some of the Overlook exterior shots were shot on studio sets, a few exterior shots were shot on location by a second unit. St. Mary Lake and Wild Goose Island in Glacier National Park in Montana was the filming location for the aerial shots of the opening scenes. Oh, don't believe it, it's number 6. The Shining had a prolonged and arduous production period, often with very long work days. Principal photography took over a year to complete due to Kubrick's highly methodological nature. Because, you know, he's a perfectionist. Or he's a mentalist. Or both. You nutter, you. Actress Shelley Duvall did not get along with Kubrick, frequently arguing with him on set about lines in the script, her acting techniques, and numerous other things.
There's no desperation. Oh, come on. What do you mean roll
2
video?
seconds.
We're f***ing killing ourselves out here, and you've got to be ready.
I am too. I'm standing
So we
right
play
by
mood
the
music?
door. No, I
Yeah,
can't
but
hear.
when you came out like this, you said just.
We're sitting there because they say, wait a minute,
okay.
and then you say
Yeah,
on the radio,
but when you
go.
do it, you've got to look desperate, Shelley. You're just wasting everybody's time there.
Duvall eventually became so overwhelmed by the stress of her role that she became physically ill for months. At one point, she was under so much stress that her hair began to fall out. The shooting script was being changed constantly, sometimes several times in a day, adding more stress to the production. It's been reported that the bar scene took about 6 weeks to film, and that filming days went on from 9 AM to 10:30 PM. Number 7, baby. Number 7. The door that Jack chops through with an axe near the end of the film was a real door. Kubrick had originally shot this scene with a fake door, but Nicholson, who had worked as a volunteer fire marshal and a firefighter, tore it down too quickly. Jack's line, "Here's Johnny," is taken from the introduction to The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson, and was improvised by Nicholson. Kubrick, who had lived in England for some time, was unaware of the significance of the line and nearly used a different take. You wanna know a secret? It's number 8. The Shining was among the first half dozen films to use the newly developed Steadicam, a stabilizing mount for a motion picture camera, allowing smooth tracking shots while the operator is moving over uneven surface. Good heavens, number 9. After its premiere and a week into the general run, with a running time of 146 minutes, Kubrick cut a scene at the end that took place in a hospital. The scene featured Wendy in a hospital bed being told by someone that Jack's body could not be found. Danny is then given a yellow tennis ball, presumably the same one that Jack was thrown around the hotel. The scene was subsequently physically cut out of print by projectionists and sent back to the studio by order of Warner Brothers. I say, old chap, it's number 10. Stephen King has been quoted as saying that although Kubrick made a film with memorable imagery, it was poor as an adaptation, and that it is the only adaptation of his novels that he could remember hating. King also viewed the casting of Nicholson as a mistake, arguing it would result in a rapid realization among audiences that Jack would ultimately go mad, because he's Jack Nicholson, and he's fucking nuts. The Shining has become a staple of classic horror and is often referenced in many forms of media. The Shining was also remade in 1997 as a TV miniseries named Stephen King's The Shining. This version followed King's novel a lot more closely, however it was not received well by critics or audiences. The film was selected for preservation in the United States National Film Registry by the Library of Congress as being culturally, historically or aesthetically significant. A sequel to the film, Dr. Sleep, is set to be released in November in 2019. Well, there you go, 10 facts about The Shining. Oh boy, 10 facts doesn't even come close to covering some of the stuff about this film, so we'll probably be back to revisit this film again someday. But for now, if you like this and you want to see more, then why not check out our other Film Facts videos. They cover both film and TV, and all this month we've been looking at a horror film each week leading up to Halloween, and you can check some of those out right now. And if you want to help support the channel and you don't want to miss out on all our future videos, then why not consider subscribing and hitting the bell thingy to stay notified. And of course, do the like and share business if that's your cup of tea. But thanks for watching, guys.